Hello everyone and welcome to Harv's World for another episode of HAUT BELERON. Back to France we are, and well, it's bright and early on a September morning. The balloons are out. It's a lovely, lovely day. I'm actually kind of surprised the trees haven't started to turn yet. I'm over here finishing up a contract. Mr. Kuntz and I got started very early this morning. Very, very early. In fact, I noticed that contract finished, so I'm going to finish off this last pass and be done with it. And yeah, this is not my tractor. It's not my tractor at all, actually. But it does have seed in it that I want to go back to my farm. Well, Mr. Swede's farm. We have got to get cranking on Mr. Swede's farm. We've got to advance things in a big, big way. Sooner rather than later. I feel like time is slipping by. We've been here a year now, and not really done as much as I would have liked. So that's why I'm picking up some extra money today, trying to get some contracts done. Now Eric has been at it bright and early. He's already mowed our grass field. He's in there windrowing it right now, I believe. Yeah, he's got the Fent parked up with the mower still. Yeah, there he is. And the only reason I'm coming over here is to drop off this seed. There it is. Wow, that was funky. That was weird. I don't know what happened there. Oh well, not my problem. Regardless, this was a good seeding contract to get it started today. 17,000. So that's going to go a long way toward that. I've got two more contracts to finish up, one for fertilizing and one for plowing. And then, and once Mr. Kuntz has the grass complete, I think that might just do it for September. We don't have much more to work on here. I don't think this is where I originally had these mowers, but it will do for now. That's weird about that seed. I'm kind of curious now because the seeder said it had 600 liters in it, and just over 600. And now all of a sudden I've got two tubs of seeds sitting there. Oh well, I don't have time to fiddle with it at the moment. Right now I need to get across the valley, because these next two contracts are kind of far away. That's good, Harv. Just, wreck everything while you're scrambling here. But hopefully Eric will be able to finish off this grass for me. I can't imagine why he wouldn't. Get it in the bunker silo, get it compacted for me. Come on, brother, let's go. Oh, I gotta buy fertilizer. Oops. I guess I'm making a trip to the shop first. Alright. I am off to earn some cash for Mr. Swede. After a very quick trip to the shop to buy some fertilizer and a very quick trip back over here, or all the way across the valley to Field 6, gotta slap some fertilizer on this to make about 7,000 euros. And then, right next door is Field 9, which is very, very convenient. And I'm going to get up there and plow that thing up as quick as I can. Because, well, I don't have all day. Wait, I do have all day. I've got as much time as I need, because honestly, September is not going to be a busy month for us. Which is kind of a nice break, because, well, the last couple months have been pretty hectic. So slowing down for a month is not going to hurt my feelings. However, word has it from our sugar mill, Solter Sugar, that we are going to have crops over there to take care of here probably in October. So maybe catching a breather, because I get the impression that that's going to be pretty hefty. Going to be a lot going on at Solter Sugar through the month of October, maybe into November. We'll see. Because I don't know if you've done sugar beets before, but they pose an interesting and unique challenge. So let me knock this out. We'll run back to the farm, see how Eric's getting along with the grass, and move right along from there. Well, that took a good chunk of time, a good amount out of my day, but this big old field 9 is done. That's one fertilizer contract, that's one plowing contract. Let's take a look real quick. Let's just make sure there's nothing else we can do to earn Mr. Swede some bank today. So that's 17,000 right there. Grabbing those. Field, oh, we're right here at field 5 too. Oh yeah, 13,000. We're gonna take that bad boy, and I guess we got one more contract to do. Because it should be, yep, just over the hill. This was field 6 right here that just got fertilized. Field 5 wants some fertilizer. We'll be happy to oblige. I think field 5 I've plowed before. In fact, I know I plowed it before, and that took a long time. No wonder this is paying so much. Abso-flogging-lutely, but I don't care for that kind of cash. Especially fertilizer. Fertilizer is simple. Plowing, that's a whole other ballgame. Although, we did knock out field 9 there pretty quick. Hopefully Mr. Kuntz is all over that grass up there. I'm sure he is, but we'll check in with him and see. Well, we're off kilter. I guess we'll just say the heck with GPS. It's not going to be that much difficult. And I've got my fertilizer spreader on the front right now. That's going to throw me off kilter just a smidge, but that's okay. We'll get her done. Fertilizer contract complete. I went through 5,700 euros worth of fertilizer for those 2 big fertilizing contracts, but that's nothing compared to the cash I made. We've got Mr. Swede over 100,000 euros again. I'm reloading, and I'm going to go see how Eric is doing on that grass. He ought to be wrapped up by now. Hopefully, the grass field will be all taken care of. I'm sure I can count on Mr. Kuntz. Let's go see. And I said we weren't going to be very busy for September, but I ended up staying pretty darn busy through most of September. I think this is about going to do it, though. Get in, get this equipment cleaned up. Oh, I want to check on our beehives, too. Let's take a look-see. Well, he rolled the field, but there's a little bit left to do. He must have had to leave in a hurry. That's alright, I can take care of that real quick. Won't take but a minute. How much silage did we end up with? I'll just park right there. Can't tell. We'll know tomorrow when the cover comes off. And we are starting to get a little bit of honey. Not much, but 17 liters. Again, honey is not the reason for the bees. The reason for the bees is to make that canola crop improve. I'm going to take the rest of the... Well, I'm going to finish rolling this field, clean up this equipment, and then I'm going to take the rest of the month off. Come back in October and see where we stand. So, I got over here to Solter Sugar bright and early. I mean, I was here by 6 o'clock. I had just barely started when, well, you can see it's raining, which means we can't harvest while it's raining because, well, it's raining, and that will affect our our yield. So I got to figure out what to do now. Mr. Solter did tell me specifically that he needed these beets crushed, chopped, whatever you want to call them. he needed them turned into mush for his sugar mill, and I'm going to try something here. I don't know if it's going to work. That seems to be... Is that... Yep. Sort of. Can I do that? Yeah. Alright, let's hold it right there, because I think that's my spot. Yeah, that's not going to work. I don't think it's going to work. Let's see if we can make any adjustments here. That's what I want. I want you up, and I want you out about like so. And then I want to raise you up high too. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try that. I'm trying to make this efficient. Trying to improve the efficiency rating on this operation because sugar beets are sugar beets, and that means there's going to be a metric ton of them. Maybe I can't bridge the gap with this truck though, or I can't get through with the truck. Maybe. Oh, yes. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Absolutely. I love it when a plan comes together. I really do, although this is still very, very time consuming. Very time consuming. Just as well that we had some rain. I mean, that was only 7,000 liters. And we've barely touched this field so far. But at least it worked. Well, the rain finally gave us a break. And I'm out here harvesting sugar beets. I've already got 60,000 liters in this beast, and that's all I've done. Maybe a third of this field? Maybe a third? Luckily, Mr. Solter knows his equipment, or at least he knows what he's about, and he bought one heck of a sugar beet harvester. But it looks like we're going to be battling Mother Nature all freaking day because she's going to send more rain at us, which means I got to keep hustling. Got to keep hustling these sugar beets out of the ground because I don't know how much of a window we're going to have, honestly. It's kind of brutal at the moment. Good thing we got a big tank on this sucker. Although getting them chopped up might be another story. Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I have been pushing to get this harvester filled up because that rain is still coming. I've only got a half hour before it sets in, which is remarkably uncool, I might add. 120,000 liters this thing will hold. That's pretty impressive. You go, Bruce. You go, brother. Now, we got to see about processing all of this into chopped beets. So let's see if I can't swing this pipe in right next to that bucket again. Keep your fingers crossed. No. Tip it up. Hopefully that'll work. I didn't change the bucket, so... There it goes. Alright. Let's activate that bucket. Who knows how long this is going to take. That's a lot of frickin' sugar beets. And it's got to be converted into pulp, chopped, whatever you want to call it. At least this aspect of it works the way it's supposed to. Are we done? Are we full? Looks like we might be full. We are full. 60,000 liters of beet juice. Luckily, I don't have to take this far. Just around the back of the mill. I think it goes around the back of the mill. Yeah, right about here. Here you go, Bruce. Uh-huh. Now, I'm interested to see, is this 1-to-1? Is sugar beet and chopped sugar beet 1-to-1? So we should have 127,000 liters of chopped sugar beet if it is. There we go, batch number 1 rolling in. Now all I gotta do is swing this truck through one more. Oh my gosh! No, no, no! You stop that right now! You stop it! That will be for later. Okay. Okay. I guess I'll be picking up some sugar beets off the ground. That's lovely. I really didn't think it would just automatically tip to the ground, you know? I really didn't think that would happen. Apparently, I was very, very wrong in that assessment. As much as I was trying to avoid scooping sugar beets up off the ground by, you know, this little system that I've got working here. I failed miserably. So last night, I'm working on these sugar beets, right? You know, I've got my bucket, I'm doing my thing, I'm getting the spill I created cleaned up, and Mr. Solter comes rolling in. He comes rolling in, and he says, Harv, what are you doing? And I said, well, you know, you wanted the beets chopped, and, oh, look at that. He's got a nice batch of sugar out already. Yeah, that plant works well. I said, you know, you wanted them chopped, and you know, you had the bucket chopper here, and he said, you've chopped all of that with just that little bucket. He's actually laughing at me. He's standing there laughing at me, and I'm like, well, what else was I supposed to do? He's like, Harv, we only use the bucket for, you know, if there's a spill or something, you know, a quick cleanup kind of thing. No, it's expensive, so we don't buy it outright. But there's a better way. And I said, all right, well, tell me this better way, because obviously I'm confused. And he said, there's the shop leases us an auger wagon that will take care of that problem. The shop has an auger wagon. The auger has a beet cutter built into it, so you don't have to fiddle around, you know, doing several 100,000 liters of sugar beets with that silly little bucket. He's like, go over to the shop, tell them that Solter Sugar is leasing the auger, the beet grinder again. They'll know what you're talking about. They will get you sorted out, man. So that's where I was first thing this morning, making my life much easier. And I got Eric to come over today, and obviously he's running the beet harvester. I think I had my fill of that beet harvester. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a bloody nice harvester, and there was nothing wrong with it. Just, I was in that thing for hours and hours and hours. Looks like we're going to have better weather today, though. That's a darn good thing. That's a darn good thing indeed. Much better weather today. At least starting off. I mean, we're starting cloudy. It's going to get sunny here in just a little bit. Hopefully that will last most of the day and we can get these I mean, we just got to get them harvested. We don't have to do anything else. We've got a few months to re-prep them. I'll come back over in my spare time. But yeah, I'm just the whole way home last night, I'm just smacking myself in the head going, Harv, what are you thinking? But hey, you know, it's not like we do sugar beets every day, so it is what it is. It is what it is. Welcome to France. Okay. It doesn't have anything to do with France, but still, you know what I mean. It looks like Eric won't be too much longer over there. This is actually yielding pretty well. I've pulled 10,000 liters off so far. I think I've got a plan for these sunflower seeds too. I'm sure Mr. Solter was just looking at them as a cash crop, and well, I will let him have them as a cash crop because I've got canola, and you know we're working on oil for Mr. Swede. I might just buy these sunflowers off of Mr. Solter, but that depends. Because we don't have a processing plant for our canola yet. If we can get a processing plant for the canola, it should be able to process just about anything we want it to, i.e. sunflower seeds, and even turn the sunflower seeds into oil along with the canola. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. So if I can get a decent price on these things, if he's willing to cut me a deal, then I will be happy to do that for him. And you know, we have not talked about France at all yet today, and I would be remiss if I didn't throw at least a few fun facts at you. So let's do a few of those right now while we're waiting on Eric to finish up the sugar beets. Did you know that Paris has more than 40,000, was that right? 40,000 restaurants. 40,000 restaurants in Paris. No wonder Mr. Swede wants to find new and innovative ways to operate his restaurants. I mean, apparently in France, restaurants are a big deal. And of course, he's got to stand out and keep his costs down. I understand where he's coming from at this point. 40,000 restaurants. Holy shnikes, Batman. That's a lot of restaurants. Can you imagine, like, if you wanted to visit every restaurant in Paris, and maybe this is actually somebody's, like, goal. I would be surprised if it's not. And I wonder if that includes things like McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken. I mean, pizza restaurants. I guess pizza is a big deal in France. People love their pizza, you know, for all the culinary to-do that people give France. France loves pizza. But then again, you know, you've got these restaurants, so it's not surprising that France also has the world's largest wholesale food market. Just a massive wholesale food market where you can go in and buy everything for your restaurant in bulk. And I'm sure many restaurants are supplied by that thing. Don't quote me on that, but I would be very surprised to find out that they were not. You know, obviously restaurants are trying to get things as cheaply as possible, keep their costs down as well, just like Mr. Swede. Yeah, tons and tons. Now, one thing that we've talked about in the past before, I don't have any information on this specifically, but we've talked about the fact that the Louvre, the art museum in Paris, the Louvre, is the most visited museum in the world, right? Well, not only does France have the most visited museum in the world, they also have the most visited cemetery in the world. Talk about your contradictions. Well, I guess most of the people who created the art in the Louvre are dead, so it's not surprising that people want to visit the cemetery as well. Well, it looked like it looks like Eric finished up the sugar beets. That's very nice indeed. I almost feel bad for leasing this thing this morning now, because, well, frankly, we really needed it yesterday. So, in theory, if I put this auger out, and let's assume that I can get this beast around the corner here, because I need to come at it from this direction. If I put this auger out, we should be pouring chopped sugar beets into the sugar factory. Oh, look at that. There it goes. Oh, man. That cranks them out, too. Wow. Yeah, that was imagine how quickly yesterday would have gone if I had had this at my disposal. I think I'll have Eric take this back and then start mowing grass again. One place that we haven't talked about too much is the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. Now, as much as we've talked about how the Louvre is the most visited museum in the world and Paris has the most visited cemetery in the world, believe it or not, those two landmarks are not the most visited place in Paris. It's the Notre Dame Cathedral. The Notre Dame Cathedral has been famous for ever and ever. Just a few years ago, they had a very nasty fire there. A very nasty fire. I have not kept up on that. Anybody who knows how the restoration is going, let me know. But yeah, and one of the interesting things about the Notre Dame Cathedral is, not its religious aspects. It's not, what its significance is in regard to things like that. One of the interesting things I found out is that all distances in Paris are measured from the Notre Dame Cathedral. Another interesting thing about Paris is they've got numerous catacombs. Tens of millions of people are buried underneath Paris in these catacombs. Don't ask me why. It was something they did back in the day. And when I say back in the day, I'm talking a few hundred years ago. Maybe it still happens today. I don't know. But yeah, just tons and tons of catacombs down there. I mean, there's almost a culture in the catacombs, I guess. It's pretty, I don't know that I would want to go down there. I mean, it'd be interesting to see once, but I'm not just going to wander down there and go, hey, what's going on in the catacombs today? Let's go take a look. Nope. I'm going to go with a tour guide or somebody who knows their way around. Forget about it. Something else that's interesting. I'm sure most of you have heard of the French Revolution. You can still visit the prison that held Marie Antoinette. You can still visit that prison. Oh, yes. She was, I don't know, was she queen at that point? I mean, she was the queen of France, but she wasn't, there was a king who was really in charge, Louis the somebody, which I'm sure we'll talk about in the not too distant future. And obviously this is the time of the French Revolution. And Marie Antoinette kind of lost her head. Literally lost her head. I mean, you do know that France invented the guillotine, right? That big blade that comes sliding down from above, and yeah, that thing. France invented that and put it to good use on many occasions. Oh, finally. The sunflowers are off the field. Look at that. Clean as a whistle. Let's go see how much we got. Well, let's see how much Bruce has. Hopefully, we'll see how much we've got, because I do want to buy these off of him. Come on, come on, come on. There you go. There you go. There you go. I'll just leave this right here for now. I'm going to have to come back over here. 33,000 liters off that field. Alright, we're going to have to take a look at sunflower prices. And this road right here is deadly. I mean, it's absolutely deadly. If you don't time it just right, you're going to get slaughtered. Let's get these in the silo. Get the truck put away at the very least. There we go. I think that's going to do it for this episode of HAUT BELERON. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. As always, I very much appreciate you coming along for the ride. And until next time, take care.